One of the most popular onlays is the chevron onlay, because the onlay does an amazing job in taking these parallel zigzag lines and putting them on a cake perfectly, which is really, really hard to do if you're going to put each one of those lines on independently and manually with your own hands. So this segment really is to address a question I get about the onlays, but why don't we just start out with the basic technique. I have my medium chevron filled, and I've already applied the glue. And so in order to create a really nice chevron pattern, what you do is from the bottom, just keep your blue chevron in there and just take out every other one, just like that. Okay. Now remember, this is reusable. We're not going to throw this away. Okay. So it's really always the same process. Watch when I stretch that onlay. Do you see the points of these chevrons kind of popping out of the onlay itself? And then what they do is they settle back in. And I really, really like to do that. We're going to bring in this cake, and let me put this on for you. Really, it's the same drill over and over. Just put your bottom on a level surface, bring one side to the cake, bring it around, and then press it on there. Just like that. And then we're just going to take it right off. Isn't that great? You just get a perfect application every time. Okay, so here's the question that I get. What my customers say to me is, wait, you know, it's really fine to have that kind of chevron pattern, but what if I don't want the color of the cake to be coming through? What if I want to have a totally different multicolored chevron application to the cake? Well, that's what I'm going to show you, is a very quick and easy method in order to get a multicolor application on your cake. So, if we're going to make a multicolored chevron pattern on the cake, the first thing you want to decide is, well, what would the colors be? So let's imagine that we're going to go with blue and pink, okay, alternating down the side of a cake. Here's what you want to do. Take your silicone onlay and go ahead and put one of the colors in. On this onlay, I've put the pink. And notice that I have it all prepped, but I haven't applied any glue, and I wouldn't want you to do that. All I want you to do is stretch it really good and make sure that they're all separated. You see, we don't have the glue to melt all those little sugar bridges. So what you want to do is kind of bend the onlay just so that, you know, it almost looks like, you know, a crocodile's back, okay? You can see all those points coming up like that. And I'm going to take my onlay, and what I'm going to do is just turn it over, and then I'm going to simply unmold my pink chevrons, okay? Now, I already have another onlay loaded, but you certainly can use just on one onlay. You don't need to use two. I'm just doing this for efficiency. So let's imagine that we've reloaded the onlay with blue. Okay, so it's very, very simple. What you want to do is we want to alternate these colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of loosen the end here, or you could just pick up your onlay and just grab it. And I'm going to take out a blue chevron, and then I'm going to take the pink turn it over so it goes back into its original position, and just set it right in there. So you probably never realized that every one of these chevron lines is a perfect duplication of the others, and we did that on purpose so you could make these kinds of color substitutions. So really it's just very simple. We're just going to take out the color that we don't want, and then we're going to put in the color that we do want. Okay? So I've got one more to remove. Just take it out. And put it in. And there you have it. What you've done is you've just made some substitutions. If you look over here, you have more chevrons to use to make more substitutions and continue this pattern. So what do we do now? Well, it's basically the same drill. We're going to take our glue and we're going to apply it now over the multicolored pattern in your chevron onlay. Okay? So we're just going to apply the glue. Now, one thing is that when you do all of this, they're kind of loose inside these tracks. Just be careful with your sticky glue and just apply it. Always remember that applying it very uniformly and covering the total surface is what's important. Now that I have the glue applied, why don't we put it on the cake and see what it looks like? Remember, you've made the color substitutions in the onlay, but don't fool yourself into thinking that you can take these individual pieces and go ahead and apply glue and start putting these on manually. Take advantage of the silicone onlay itself, okay? This is called, my patent is called a design transfer device, okay? So use this onlay to transfer your design onto the cake so that you can do it perfectly every time. Same method, just simply taking one side, keeping it level, bringing it across. We're going to rub it onto the cake. And then we're going to peel and reveal. And there you have it, a multicolored chevron application. So, you may think, well, okay, that's how we can only do multicolors with the chevron, but actually, you can do this with all of our onlays. Just simply choose the parts of the patterns that you would like to substitute, and you can make really beautiful decorations on your cake, tying into the important colors that you want to project. And it's a really great effect. And now that you know the process, it's a lot simpler than you would think.